Hey, greetings. Good to see you all. Holy cow, was that one? Was not expecting to be this camera. Get a little better there. Hi. So good evening, all. Dr. Zilka here. Glad you're here recording this. The presentation I want to talk about today follows up on what my YouTube video was yesterday. And yesterday I talked about studies show, according to a British Dental Journal study published in 97, that of the reasons cited for early retirement among dentists in the UK, 30% cited musculoskeletal pain. And which is one of the bigger reasons that I'm doing this is it is something that I know how to help and I plan to help everyone in this community to the best of my ability. First and foremost, it's because I feel akin to you dental professionals as someone else in healthcare who's chosen to be in the team, chosen to be on the healthcare team, chosen to do what it takes to learn the skill to help mankind be better, to go to school, to pay the student loans, to set up business, to do continuing education, to hire staff, to train, to be the one there on weekends remodeling something or cleaning or when you're there all weekend long getting it set up. It's you. It's on you. And I get that because it's been the exact same thing with me. So there's this huge part of me that is no, I it's unacceptable to me that part of my team is dealing with that when it's something I can help with. I know how to help with neck and back pain, and I want to help you. So a big that is a big motivational factor for me. No. And then to that end, there's another part I want to share with this. And I really only recently realized this bigger global picture in the past maybe 3, 4, 5 years of my time working in multi-specialty pain. And it came with just talking to people, like going to a treatment room, an assessment room, and I always would try to just communicate back and forth for a while, right? And just talk and understand people, what they're going through, what their motivations are, and all those things. And I remember having a conversation with one person one time, and and sadly, the details of this person elude me. I kind of remember the conversation, but not all the parts that led up to it. But the reality for me was that it doesn't really matter how good of a life you led. It doesn't really matter how many people you served. It doesn't matter how many stray puppies you saved from rescue. None of that really matters. At the end of our life, our neck and our back, they're not really going to give us credit for it. Like, you know what, doc? Man, you served a lot of people. You really did. You took care of people well. You loved your staff. But for most people, I would cause severe neck pain. But you are such a good person. I'm not going to cause neck pain for you just because you're good. Other people, yeah, you're not as good as you. So because you're so good, this arthritis up here, nah, no pain for you. It doesn't really work that way. Would be nice. We all be motivated to be better people, hopefully. But it doesn't really work that way. It's that we need to do the things that we need to do to be healthy, to stay out of pain, regardless. Because if we don't, we go down that pain path cycle, which leads to the third point I wanted to bring up today. So just because you're a good person doesn't mean you don't get pain. And then the sequelae is what I've learned over time doing pain management. And in really the last year or so, when I, I did a 9-month stint doing a home healthcare, working with people who are really close to the end sometimes. Not all for sure, but sometimes they were people whose bodies are sort of towards the end. And a lot of them are in a lot of pain. Because in all honesty, late life pain management is really pretty poor. It's just give them more pills. But my point is that if you want to avoid being real incapacitated, real immobile, you want to avoid being real dependent upon family and others to do the bare minimum for you, what I've learned is your best chance of not being over there is when you're not in pain to take the steps so that your body doesn't start the pain process. Is really where it lies. And that's it. We all have different stressors at different levels of stressors. And some of that's over there that we got to minimize to avoid. But in the long and short of it, to not be really broken down and hurting all the time, to be in a scenario where 7 is your 24/7 pain levels, 8, 9, 10 is all day, all night, not sleeping at all night because of pain. If you want to avoid that, it needs to be done way, way early on so that those warning signs don't become chronic and permanent. And the details of that are entirely for another message. So, my motivation for you today, docs, in this is to share what I've learned in pain management. And the big picture is doesn't matter how good you are, how awesome you are, how much of mankind you've served and loved. You need to take care of yourself, and for your family so that when we go down that path, we don't hurt so bad. Then once you retire, when you want to retire, not hurting, and then when you enjoy that time you have left in normal lifespan, not hurting. And that's the big picture for today. All right, guys. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here.